Marcin, what a guitarist. We have seen him twice before on this channel. The first time was a duet with Tim Henson of Polyphia, another ridiculously good guitarist, and that was the song Classical Dragon. I'd been recommended it a lot on my Polyphia videos, and then the second time I saw Marcin was his own video called How Music Works. That was really cool as well. I've received a lot of recommendations for his other stuff. Quite a lot of them seem to be inspired by classical pieces in one way or another. And so is this one, apparently. It is his America's Got Talent audition. They're always very interesting to see. It's what propelled him into the limelight. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. I won't show the whole introduction, but essentially they asked him how old he was. He said he's 18, from Poland, moving to America because he's been accepted into college. Everyone applauded, and now he's about to start. Finger like that.
Very cool.
Wow. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? You can tell the judges that they're showing a genuinely, what's the word? I'm going to make one up, befuzzled by it all. You know, they're really amazed by it. It's quite an overwhelming thing to listen to be honest, if you're actually trying to kind of hear the different lines that are in there, trying to hear the melody as well as everything else that's going on. From my research before this, I do know that he was playing Beethoven's Fifth. We heard that. Everyone can hear that at the start. Chum bum bum bum. But apparently he also plays a System of a Down song called Toxicity. I do not know the song. Maybe that's what he's about to start playing now. So I'm very intrigued what that will be like. It might be a little bit lost on me because I don't know the melody to be listening out for, but I'm sure it will be really cool either way. Let's quickly, before we carry on, just go over some of what we've heard so far. It's really difficult, to be honest, to sit here and try and talk about music and give some analysis in the way that I usually do, but I'll give it a go. So it's a very famous opening. Everyone recognizes that. If you don't know the name, well, now you do. Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. In the original, shall we call it, it's strings opening. Orchestral strings, and they are not by nature and by their sound really percussive instruments at all. The guitar is. When you strum a guitar, naturally strumming rhythms matter, and people play different strumming rhythms depending on the song because you're giving a tiny little beat every time you hit the strings, especially when they are metallic strings. It's a very rhythmic opening anyway. If you're using the orchestral strings, Beethoven, I don't know, maybe he wanted to get some rhythmic urgency in that opening. Cha-cha-cha-chum. So one thing I noticed here is that Marcin implements a guitar hit as well. He doesn't need to do it. It's rhythmic enough. It's on guitar. It's a percussive sound, but he somehow is managing to hit the actual wood of the guitar as well to just give it an actual like drum sound. Immediately, he's basically showing us, yeah, I'm going to do some cool things on this guitar. The title of this video, by the way, is Marcin, Polish guitarist, murders, in capitals, his guitar. Wow. So yeah, he's basically letting us know there's going to be some guitar murdering going on. Can you hear that? Cha-cha-cha-chum. I also find it interesting because that tap does actually have a pitch and it's not kind of in key with the guitar. There's nothing anyone can do about it, and that's just me being pedantic. But maybe that's another reason why I noticed it more than maybe otherwise. So yeah, just really kind of, not slowly or subtly, but he's introducing more complexity with the guitar slaps. We get the finger taps coming in, which is one of my favorite techniques based on the 2 times I've heard him before. There, just there, and it sounds like tick-tick-tick. And the pitch changes as well based on where he hits the guitar. Even though they don't sound like it, every hit he does, depending on where it is on the guitar, it does have a pitch. It's a different sound. The finger work is just amazing. It's very overwhelming. Like I said, it's really difficult to watch and listen and try and think about what to say. That there, I think, will immediately kind of shock people, is when your hands cross over. Typically, your left hand would be playing the fret and then the right hand underneath. And then as soon as they cross over, people are going, if his right hand's up there, how's he playing the guitar? He's just a very dramatic performer, has that stage presence. Look at the hand here. It just looks deformed almost. Crazy. A ritardando in there, so he's slowing down, dum bum 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 bum, slowing down on those chords, increasing the drama. A lot of the flamenco style of playing with his right hand, where the fingers are kind of brushing the guitar strings for a continuous, almost like a scurrying sound. Scurrying, maybe not a good word. Rats scurrying. I'm not calling him a rat. I'm not. Very cool. You know when Simon kind of sits there and goes, very cool, you know he's genuinely impressed. The faces of the people in the background as well, look at her. But yeah, even just then the wow, 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 the sound that is kind of equivalent to having a whammy bar on the guitar, he's doing that whilst playing a chord by just sliding his fingers, stretching the strings. Very cool. Right on the top of the guitar here. Look at that. He has 2 frets. I've personally never played up there on the guitar. Whoever needs to play up there, he's on the top string. He's done this arrangement, and his arrangement literally relies on him to make use of the whole guitar's range. The lowest note on the guitar is just playing the bottom string open, because every fret is 1 note higher, and this is, yeah, the 3rd highest note possible on his guitar. Incredible range that he's using. To get the melody out as well is, yeah, wow. Let's just listen to that in the original. It's all about textural thickening. One part, then another part, then another part, layering down like that. Marcin is replicating that in a way. Obviously, he's extremely limited. He just has 6 strings to work with. If you want one sound to continue playing in an orchestra, the violin could just keep playing, and then a cello could come in. For him, he'd have to hold that string. He wouldn't be able to touch the string anywhere else. It's ridiculous. Like, my words cannot do it justice how ridiculous this type of playing is. There, he kind of plays a diminished arpeggio on the way up. He's changed the structure of the original song harmonically and structurally. He has to, because then he's moving into another song. It's a great use of artistic freedom. Taking Beethoven's 5th, he's played enough of it. We're kind of expecting it to continue. At this moment now, we can hear it sounds a little bit different. We're thinking, oh, what's going to come? He stops. Has the performance ended? No, he's going to carry on. So let's carry on. I read online that, yeah, it's this system of a down song, it's Toxicity. I do not know the song, so quite literally, I have no idea what to expect. Let's find out. Wow, the cheers, the screams from the audience. Not surprising at all, to be honest. What's it called? Howie. That's a real look of disbelief, shock. Is this real? What's going on? Yeah, wow. We will listen to the judges' comments at the end as well. But first, I'll just point out a few of the things that really stood out the most from that second half, which is almost a criminal offense to say a few things that stood out the most. The whole thing stood out, but I can't sit here and talk all day. No one wants to hear that. So far, this part is all about the rhythms, the guitar percussion that I'm going to call it. Forgive me if there's a more professional name for whatever it is he's doing here. Some harmony in there, but I feel the core of this part of the performance are the rhythms, or is the rhythms. There. That really stood out to me. Not only is it this, well, it's quite interesting in terms of the harmony, because if we think about the key and the scale of that key, we'd expect the notes to be not. We can hear the chord he's playing underneath. That scale down, and he's playing. So harmonically, it's kind of unexpected, but also rhythmically, cha, 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 with kind of thinking in threes instead of common time in twos or fours. It's syncopation, rhythmic energy emphasized through the melody, through the harmony. It just stood out to me. I think it's really cool. I don't even know what's going on there. It just sounds something like that at the bottom. His hands are moving too quickly to be able to see. Let's be real. Wow. There we did get like we would expect, not like he did the first time round. So he's bringing in this motif from before, changing it around a little bit, so we are kind of familiar with it, but it's slightly different. Lovely harmony there. The hand stretch is cool. And then we get harmonics as well, which they don't show. I would have loved for them to have zoomed in on his hand when he plays these harmonics. Just those few notes there. Harmonics are played by very delicately touching the fret, not fully all the way down, and it creates harmonics, basically, these sounds that resonate out if you let them ring out. That's cool. Firstly, we can actually see the harmonics this time round. I missed that the first time round. So watch his left hand carefully. You can see how he's kind of tapping it. I'll do it in slow motion. See how he's not fully pressing down the fret, he's just tapping it. And then he goes into that slide moment again, which is very cool, sliding a whole chord. And his right hand makes this kind of shape. It's a simple thing to do, but I don't know, it kind of confused me at the time. I was thinking, how has he done that? And that's funny as well, seeing him strumming without the left hand. It means his guitar is tuned in such a way so that when he just plays it all open string, it is a chord that's not your traditional guitar tuning. It's tuned to C minor. Typically, a guitar would be tuned. Yeah, insane. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Marcin, that was an absolutely out of this world performance. Great job. Simon, let's start off with you.
Amazing, actually amazing. I know how difficult it is because I tried to learn the guitar when I was about your age. I hated it so much. I threw a toffee at the guitar teacher and he punched me in the face. So 99% of the people who come on stage with the guitar can't play the guitar. You've just demonstrated what that thing was actually invented for. So, respect. That was...
I do wonder how many auditions are not shown on TV that are people just going on playing guitar, singing, your usual kind of stuff. I do wonder. I wonder how sick the judges are of seeing someone who comes on with a guitar.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
There's obviously a different kind of artistic passion that you have, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. It was stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sensible comment. I don't know why the first word I thought of was sensible there. Yeah.
Howie? You didn't play the guitar, you murdered the guitar.
So that's why this video is called Polish Guitarist Murders His Guitar. Okay.
True. I think you're going to end up in college teaching them something rather than they teach you.
I appreciate you saying
that. I think
that.
you just taught the world something.
This is interesting as well. I would guarantee that Marcin is a better guitar player than any professor at college could be. But that's the thing when it comes to music. There are so many different facets of music. You could study the theory, you could study studio composition, regular composition, performance. There are many musicians who are very good at all of them, but you can't be an absolute master at all of them. Marcin is definitely a master of performance. I don't know about the other things. Arranging as well, because he's arranging all of this stuff. It would be interesting to know what he kind of studied at university, what he specialized in, rather than just generic music.
Well, let's take it to a vote. I'd like to start it off with a hell yeah. Julianne. Hell yeah.
Thank you so much.
Simon.
Absolutely 1,000,000% yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Standing ovation there as well. Well, that was quite something. Would have been really cool being in the audience there and then getting someone that talented. I don't know. Difficult to put thoughts into words with this one. Really, really cool to see. 18 years old. Yeah, it's good to see that he's got the kind of recognition that he has, and I'm sure he'll do many more exciting and creative, ingenious things to come. Let me know your thoughts down below and what recommendations you have for other Marcin or your favorite Marcin songs or tracks for me to check out. If you made it this far, I would really appreciate a like on the video to let me know that you want to see more Marcin. And if you don't want to write any words, then comment down below a guitar and a fire emoji, just like you see here now. Thank you once again, and I will see you in the next one.